A smile can hide a lot. There is truth to the saying that often the saddest people smile the brightest. You plaster your face with makeup so that nobody notices your swollen puffy eyes. You conceal the saggy eye bags you got from overthinking all night, staring at your reflection to ensure nobody notices how worn out you are. Smiling, you face the world. Under the mask you show to the world, there is that broken version of you that has been subject to the horrors of this cold, barren world. As a child, you idolize those around you. You're oblivious and innocent. Every day since you were a kid, you live in fear of when the next fight would break out. The waiting period is even worse than the actual argument because you never know how far it'll go. You are constantly on edge. You don't feel safe in your own home. Tensions arise when all of you are in a room together. Insults are thrown around and people get hurt. All you do is watch. You can't do anything. You listen to the shouts and screams with your chest palpitating with a blank face and try to drown out the noise, but it's there. You can't get it. Every time you go home after a day out with friends, you are filled with dread. You are crippled with anxiety. You want to leave, run away, and create a life that you can call your own, but you are made to think that you can't go out to the real world alone. That's how they get you to stay. Now you are trapped. Eventually you grow dependent on them. Now you can never leave. You endure it all year after year, and when you are ready to leave and have a plan, you realize you haven't got the tools to make it out there. They were right. A child, stuck in an adolescent's body. Your body shuts down to cope with the chaos around you. The pain you feel is intense. You feel so much that you start to feel nothing, hibernating until it's safe to come out again. You attach yourself from everything and everyone to protect yourself from the hurt you could potentially feel if you didn't dissociate. You become an addict, hooked, using it as an escape in a world where you are trapped. The feeling that time no longer matters because you are unaware of it. You think about nothing in particular. For some odd reason you are calm. The sadness you felt earlier has dissipated into the air. The voices around you are muffled. It's almost as if you were watching a scene from afar. You can't feel your body anymore. Nothing is real. You aren't real. You are a ghost in your own story, floating outside your own body. You have memories, but not the ability to create more. You are invisible to everyone, and your life feels like it's on loop. I'm angry, not at the people who hurt me, but at myself. It doesn't make any sense. I've been hurt by them. Shouldn't they receive that anger? When you have been so hurt and frustrated at the world for such a long time, you internalize it. After bottling up for so long, when it all comes out, you implode. It becomes this dirty secret you wish to tell someone, but nobody wants to know. You make excuses for others, but now you are the one to blame. You mirror the behavior of those around you. You become the abuser. All the suffering you went through and are going through, you relive it every day in your mind. When the people around you fuel the belief that you are worthless, that you are not good enough, that nobody cares, you think it makes all those negative thoughts true. Those people are the ones that cause such a distorted self-image that it still hurts today. You hate yourself so much that you can no longer look in the mirror. You distract yourself and make plans so you don't have to spend any time alone in your head. You listen to music all the time to drown the voices. What follows is this chronic sadness that engulfs you every single day. Your day is full of empty sighs and fake smiles. It is all you remember feeling. You learn to live with it. Your soul yearns for someone to notice, to care. Nobody does. When I am angry at them for what they have put me through, which is rarely, I feel guilty. I minimized what they did to me and what they made me feel because they were trying their best. Right? You can't hate someone who wanted the best for you and spent their entire life trying to provide for you. Most probably they were hurt and suffered at the hands of their parents as well. Whether they meant to be cruel or not. It's learnt behaviour, but it still doesn't excuse their behaviour. They still are adults who know right from wrong and should be held responsible for their actions. They give what they think you need, or what they needed when they were younger, as long as it doesn't disrupt their life. I remember when I was younger, I thought everything would get better when I grew up. The grown-ups didn't need to smile whilst they were miserable inside. They didn't need to act like everything was okay so that they weren't a burden. The grown-ups didn't go into his room and didn't need to come out confused and scared. They hadn't been abandoned by the one person that they loved the most. Spoiler alert. I was wrong. The world that was so vibrant in colour as a kid became void of any. I no longer was that sweet, caring little girl that everyone loved, blind to the injustice in the world and towards me. My family hid the media from me to protect me from the things that haunt the ends of the earth, not knowing that the real monsters were inside. I felt this weight on my chest for as long as I can remember. It often feels like the ground is swallowing me whole, feeling like there was a creature grabbing my legs, weighing me down. I started to feel passively suicidal at the age of 8. I would stare in the mirror with tears streaming down my chubby face, wondering why I was alive. The same sadness would make me cry myself to sleep every night, putting my hand over my mouth to silence the sobs so my sister wouldn't hear. Still, I held on to the false hope that I would no longer feel this way. It never did, and I don't know if it ever will. Peace is something I've never experienced. Not in my head or my surroundings. Constantly running. I'm running from the voice that haunts me, criticizes my every action, and questions my existence. Life on the run is no fun, but there is nowhere to hide. The voice will never stop. It is always lurking in the corner, willing to destroy every good thing in my life, and I don't know how to make it go away. I self-sabotage when feelings of worthlessness and shame arise in me. I punish myself. I don't deserve good things to happen to me because I think I'm unworthy of happiness. In my brain, a switch goes off, and thoughts like nothing matters anymore, so what's the point of anything? I self-sabotage because I feel purposeless. People who are purposeless and are in constant pain feel like they have nothing to lose. So they live recklessly and are addicted to the short-term relief that their behavior provides. In other words, self-destructing is like dissociating. Just another way to cope with intolerable emotion, trying to shut it out. You meet someone new, you like them, they make you feel complete. You find exactly what was absent in your childhood, so you become attached. They shower you with love and care. They make you think that they are your entire world. That they love you, that they care, that they won't leave. The same pattern that occurred when you were younger repeats itself. Not because of them this time, but because of you. You chase damaged people and expect them to fix you as though they can. But nothing can fix you. You choose people with issues for familiarity. They don't have any self-worth either, so it feeds their ego watching you break, because it means they meant something to you. Anything to make ourselves feel better, we do. Then they find someone better, someone who's less broken, who's less sensitive, another version of you, but better. Now when you are in a room, all you look for is them, and the cycle repeats. Soon enough, you realize that you are the problem. You seek out unhealthy relationships because they feel safe. If anybody genuinely loved and cared about you, it'd feel wrong, so instead you go for people that are bound to make you feel less, and that feels right. You start to feel emotions that you vowed to never feel again. Unlovable, indifferent, insignificant.